Welcome to SoCal Training Team. This training is on creating boundaries. Setting boundaries is essential if we want to be both physically and emotionally healthy. So this training will help you get to that point if you're not already there. It'll give you some tips and pointers on how to get you there and why it's important to set boundaries in your life. Boundaries are guidelines for our life. They establish rules or limits to create an identity for ourselves with reasonably and safe and permissible ways for other people to behave around us. Sometimes people step outside of those limits and we have to know how to deal with them. So this training is going to help you with that. The easiest way to think about boundaries is a property line. We've all been to properties where we see that sign that says no trespassing. It sends a clear message that if you violate that boundary, there's a consequence. This is the type of boundary that you need to picture and to understand because you can see the sign and the border protects it. Personal boundaries can be harder to define, but the lines are invisible, can change, and are unique. So our personal boundaries, just like that no trespassing sign that you see on a property, that defines where you end and others begin. And it's determined from the amount of physical and emotional space you allow between yourself and others. Your personal boundaries help you decide what type of behavior and interaction and communication are acceptable. Boundaries are important because they help us practice self-care and respect. They help us communicate our needs. They make time and space for positive interactions, and they also set limits on any type of relationship in a way that is healthy for you and the other person. Physical boundaries provide a barrier between you and an intruding person. It's like a Band-Aid that protects you from a wound from getting infected. Physical boundaries include body sense of personal space, sexual orientation, privacy. Boundaries are expressed through clothing, shelter, noise tolerance, verbal instruction, and body language. An example of a physical boundary will be a person that talks close to your face. Your immediate reaction is to step back. Emotional and intellectual boundaries protect your sense of self-esteem and your ability to separate your feelings from others. This includes beliefs, behaviors, choices, sense of responsibility, and your ability to be intimate with others. An example of intellectual and boundary issues would be not knowing how to separate your feelings from your partners and allowing them to dictate your mood during the day. No one wants to have their boundaries violated. So why do we allow it? Some of the reasons could be guilt, safety concerns, fear of confrontation. It could be that we're not taught what a healthy boundary looks like. It could be fear of rejection. Whatever it is, you need to realize that there are some barriers to boundaries, and we want to be able to acknowledge those. When you identify that you need to set boundaries, you want to be calm, you want to be firm, and you want to be respectful, and you want to use the fewest words as possible. You don't want to get upset, you don't want to get angry, and you don't want to apologize. You're not responsible for the other person's reaction. You're just setting your boundaries, and you want to do it consistently. So I could sit here and give you guys 100 different ways to set boundaries, but I want to simplify it and put it in simple terms for you guys. When someone asks you something and you don't want to do it, say no. If someone is in your space, tell them, hey, you're in my space. Can you respectfully step back? So start with those 2 boundaries in your life, see how they work out, and then in the next training, we'll give you more tips. Thank you for going through another one of our training videos. Please subscribe, like, and share this video, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.